Hello, my name is Nadia. I'll be your examiner today. Could you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Rozmirets Yelizaveta.
Okay, so before we start, could I see some identification, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. We are now going to move on to part 1 of the test, which is the interview. I'm going to ask you some questions. Please answer them as fully as you can. Let's talk about your hometown or village. What kind of place is your hometown?
My hometown is quite a big place. It has 1 million citizens. Also, it is famous for coal pits. There are lots of miners in my hometown. And also, my hometown is called a city of million roses, which means million roses were planted around the whole territory.
What's the most popular area there?
I guess the most popular area would be the city center. There is a really beautiful park with lots of cafes along the street. Yeah, and fountains. There are lots of things to see.
Okay, would you say there is much nightlife in your hometown?
Nightlife isn't that common in my home city because people work a lot and they don't really go out at night for chilling.
Would you say it's a good place to live, and why?
It is a good place to live because there are lots of work opportunities, lots of beautiful places to see. Yeah, and lots of places to spend your leisure time with parents or family, there's friends.
Okay, now we are going to talk about books. Do you like reading books?
I enjoy reading books a lot.
What kinds of books are popular these days?
I'm not sure what books are popular these days, but I prefer reading horror books, and my favorite author is Stephen King. I'm a fan of him.
Okay, how easy is it for you to read books in English?
In English, it's a little bit complicated because there are lots of words that I don't know. They are like from literature. It's a little bit more advanced vocabulary for me.
Okay, what kind of book would you take on a long journey?
Maybe a book about journey. But probably since I love reading horror books, I would still take a horror book with me to make it more thrilling, my journey.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of part 1. We are now going to move on to part 2 of the test, where you will speak about a specific topic. Please read the card I have put in front of you. You will have between 1 and 2 minutes to talk about the topic. Before speaking, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. Your time starts now. Okay, you can start speaking now.
Okay. My leisure activity when I was a child was dancing. And first, I guess I saw some videos on YouTube of people dancing professionally, and I got a desire to dance just like they do. So I went to the dancing club, and I really liked it. We did lots of trainings for 4 to 6 hours per day, and we had lots of competitions along the whole Ukraine. We had to take part in competitions, and we had to train a lot for that. And I really enjoyed it, even though it was hard and muscles ached. But after that training, I felt really, excitement. Yeah. And I wanted to keep going with this hobby. And even now, I still want to do the dancing, but I don't have enough time for that because I have to study a lot. But I hope in the future I will spare some time for my hobby, and I will get back to dancing and will become kind of professional.
Okay. What other activities did you enjoy doing as a child?
Besides for dancing, I also like drawing, probably. Drawing, reading. Maybe that's it. And also roller skating. I really liked lots of physical activities.
Okay. Have your hobbies changed a lot since childhood?
My hobbies haven't changed, but nowadays there is the biggest hobby I have is learning languages. I really enjoy learning new languages and learning new cultures, and I really like dealing with languages to the point that I want my job to be a translator, something like that.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of part 2. We are now going to move on to part 3 of the test, where we will talk about the topic of leisure activities in more detail. Okay, what kinds of leisure activities are popular these days?
These days, I guess, so far as I can notice, people really love skiing and lots of winter activities like snowboarding. I think so.
Do you prefer spending your leisure time indoors or outdoors?
I prefer outdoors. I prefer going out with friends and have conversation. It's not necessarily has to be physical activity, but just spending time with friends.
And do you think children spend too much time indoors these days?
Yeah, these days, since the technologies has developed a lot, there are lots of computer games, lots of phone games. Unfortunately, children tend to spend lots of time at home.
Okay, do you think exercise is important?
Definitely exercise is important. Even I can notice about myself, if I don't do any physical activity for a long time, my body aches a lot. And it is necessary since you're a baby.
What sports are popular in your country?
Like a big sports or just for leisure activity?
You can choose a big sport.
Yeah, in my country, I think the most popular sport is football. Yeah. Lots of my friends, especially male friends and my father, they really enjoy watching football. Yeah, and support some teams.
Okay, and what kinds of exercises do you enjoy?
I don't go to gyms. Usually I just exercise at home. Sometimes I can jog, just running along the river, or do just some push-ups or something like that at home by myself.
Okay, and are there any leisure activities that you want to try in the future?
I have, as I already mentioned, I have never tried skiing. I have never tried snowboarding, even though it could be a little bit dangerous if you cannot do that well, but I still want to try. If you don't give it a try, then you will never know how it is.
Okay, that is the end of your IELTS speaking test. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some post-test questions just to get an idea of how you felt about today's test. What are your overall feelings about today's test?
It was fun. It was okay. Yeah, I had a good time answering the questions.
Which part did you find the most difficult?
I wouldn't say there were any difficult or easy part, just as I haven't practiced for a long time. It was a little bit complicated to think of the appropriate vocabulary.
Which part did you find the easiest?
Probably the first one, like interview part, is the easiest for me.
Okay. What topics would you have preferred to come up today?
Probably about work and companies and things like that.
Okay. What tips do you have for other test takers?
The biggest advice I can give is not to be nervous, because nervousness can spoil everything.
Okay, that's good. What score band do you think you got today?
Probably around 7, something like that.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and have a good day.
Thank you.